It's like we're really at work.
Well, hello. What's up, everybody?
What's happening? Here we go, live again. Am I coming in good? Mic check, 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. This is gonna be a cool show. I'm just saying. It's gonna be pandemonium. Yes, like as always, we're running around at the last second getting together. You have no idea what happens behind the scenes and off camera. It's always great.
And my stress level, you guys. Stressing me out. Nobody cares about my blood pressure. That's why I need to keep drinking.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, welcome everybody to Thursday night Must See WhiskeyTV, coming live to you on Uncle Nearest platforms on Facebook, Uncle Nearest IG Live, and Uncle Nearest YouTube channel, Pound the Rock. We have not a special. Not IG Live?
No.
Okay, forget I said that. It's not IG Live.
Oh. Wait.
Okay.
Wait. Half my fans are on IG Live right now. I gotta tell them to switch over. Oh,
crap. Get over to something. By the way, you like my hat, Sailor? Look at the nice hat.
I love your hat.
The wife hooked it up, smacked the patch on there, and cut it, made it all nice and stuff. So
that's because my sister wife is a genius.
Yes. Again, I can't do it without you. So we have a super dope show tonight. It is pretty much a reunion of all these old people from One Flew South. So my family.
Did you just call everybody old?
He was definitely talking about himself,
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely talking about
Excuse me, I am a senior to some of you people, you know what I'm saying? But we're coming in live and direct. So I got my folks, my man Chef Todd is coming from his spot. Chef Todd and Chef Josh are coming from their spot, Lake and Oak, a brand new barbecue spot. And I've known Chef Todd since 2008, bro. It's been a long time. Yeah. So their spot is in East Lake, between East Lake and Oakhurst. So that's why it's called Lake and Oak BBQ, right there on the corner of 2nd and Hosea Williams.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah. It's really dope.
So
y'all got to go check it out.
Can I just interrupt you for 1 second? Should we mention that everybody but me is in Atlanta? So you guys are all Atlanteans.
Yeah. ATLians, baby, all day.
So I'm the odd man out.
I was going to say, Josh is an ATLian for real. Most of us are implants or imports.
Implants. Not implants.
My bad.
Apparently, Jay been drinking already, so we.
Oh man, you already know. Keep it next to me at all times. I'm sorry. So Jay Madison, I forgot to mention that, market manager here in Atlanta with Uncle Nearest. Then I got to give a shout out to my white chocolate wonder sister, who's still celebrating her anniversary, by the way, up in the PNW. Sailor, who you is and who you are. What's up, girl?
Hi, everybody. So I'm Sailor, and I am the Northwest Market Manager for Uncle Nearest up in the mountains of the PNW. I happen to be on the Washington coast at the moment with my husband, and just wanted to pop in tonight and hang out with you guys. So I'm very excited to be here.
It never stops. Sorry, Robin. Please don't kill us, man. Damn, this stuff never stops. But so I should love. You ain't lying. So I'll shoot it to you, Chef Todd and Chef Josh. Talk about yourselves, and of course we know you came from One Flew South, and we'll wait for Tiffany to pop back up because she seems to be having technical difficulties. Here she comes. Here she comes. But give us the really real, Chef Todd. How you doing, man? Is it hot out there?
I'm good. It is hot, of course, but Tiff's on dial-up, so she gonna be popping in and out. I've done a podcast I've done a cast with Tiff before, and she's on. So y'all just expect her to be in and out, okay? So she makes a damn good drink, but them hamster wheels of Wi-Fi. Well, see, you're not even here, so I can talk all the junk I want to talk now.
Can we? I think we could say. Damn. I think we get by with damn, but it's all the other bad ones that we can't get by with.
Okay.
So the kids put on earmuffs.
I'm like, what the hell? So anyway, Todd is right. I could run in and out, but hey, that's And I can make a damn good drink. I have not laughed in 2 weeks, guys. This is gonna hurt. It's worth it.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'm supposed to tell my story, right? Okay. I was born.
Yeah, give us a rundown.
I was born under a bridge in Lake Michigan. No, I'm just joking. So my name is Todd Richards. I'm a chef here in Atlanta. We just opened a great barbecue restaurant called Lake Oak Neighborhood Barbecue. My partner that's on here, Joshua Lee. I am a One Flew South alumni, just like 3 out of 4, but all 4 of us are airport alumni, which is an even bigger rarity, to have 4 airport alumni on here at one time. We got some wings, some brisket, but we just rather drink whiskey and talk a whole bunch of crap with you guys. Josh and I have been here since wee hour of the morning, and I think we're going to drink a little first, and then we'll show you guys how to make some food, or you can just come down to the restaurant and meet us here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and we'll show you how we make the food, really, if you want.
I'm getting on a plane.
Okay. Yeah. I know you out there. You got big green eggs around there too. So
yeah. So Josh introduce himself, and I'll go over and get some wings on the egg for us right now.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
What's up, Josh?
I'm all right, man. Enjoying the nice breeze outside. I'm Josh Lee, originally born and raised here in Atlanta. I've cooked all over the Atlanta metro area, in the airport, up north, as well as in Florida. As Todd, as he stated, we have the restaurant here at Lake Oak. It's a phenomenal barbecue restaurant. It's a chef-driven restaurant. We have fun with what we do. I mean, honestly, you guys definitely have to come check it out. And hey, cheers.
Yes, indeed. There you go. Ooh, Chef Todd ain't playing. Okay, I say, well, let's get right into it. Tiffanie, who the heck are you so as long as we can keep your signal, let's go. What's up, darling? Glad to see you doing all right too, baby.
Gosh, I have 2 modems in the house. Anyway, I'm Tiffanie Barriere. I'm on the mend. I hurt right now before I'll be okay. Like, I walked away from a crazy accident, but I'm really happy for this kind of support and friendship. I have known Jay Madison and Todd Richards. It feels like my whole life, but my whole work life. Those are my brothers, sometimes my husbands.
We cry together, we laugh together, go through so much.
We've gone through so much. We've grown together. I originally was making cocktails at a steakhouse, Longhorn Steakhouse, and Todd Richards scared the heck out of me on an interview and told me, and I don't know if he ever remembers this, but he told me on our interview, "Everyone likes you. I don't know if I do." And I said, "Well, your guest will."
That sounds just like me, right?
It was all you. It was
like
all
me.
you. It was all Leo. It was all ego. And I was like, who does this man think he is? And I kept smiling in his face, and I was hired within weeks, and I never left his side. No matter what, no matter where we go, I'll support him forever. So I crafted cocktails at One Flew South for 7.5 years. Jerry Slater opened it. And gave the reins over to myself and Jay Madison, and I created something that I still don't know how we did it. Consistent, amazing cocktails, a lot of whiskey. And now, since I left One Flew South, I have consulted heavily all over the world. I was some of my favorite brands and some of my favorite chefs, and I'm still drinking out here.
Amen to that.
Made my first drink.
Yes, indeed.
In 2 weeks, by the way, guys.
Yes, we see how we did that. It'll be 2 weeks on Saturday, huh? So glad that you are here after such a terrible accident. So glad to see your freaking face and to get us on here. This is one hell of a reunion. And so I thought it would be really great to lift everybody's spirits.
Yes.
As so well as,
So to that.
We need.
Let me get the label right. Let me get the label right. There it is. All right.
Yeah.
I'm lifting my spirit right now. All right.
Yes, indeed. And we need this right now with everything going on. Hopefully everybody's staying safe out there. So we were talking, And of course, you have always been the type, like, you know, we did things in One Flew South, and always I tell folks, like, you were like Michael Jackson. I'm in the back, I'm like Tito, you know what I'm saying? I'm just playing the music, making it happen. So we've been tag teaming for a minute, but you have always been so good at working with Chef Todd and working with Chef Dwayne Nutter. Shout outs to Chef Dwayne. What's up, my man? Oh yeah. And so good at teaming up with the chefs to always pair cocktails so well with the food that's going on. It's freaking July, last day or almost the last day of July. Barbecue is dope. Chef Todd is amazing, crazy at freaking barbecue. Him and Josh kill it with the chicken, and that brisket will make you smack your mama. I'm serious. Do not stand next to your mother if you eating Chef Todd's brisket. I'm dead. I'm serious. I'm telling you, right? Josh, I think Josh, man, you know, let him know, bro. It's serious. No, it's serious business.
You tell the truth, Jay. You tell the truth.
So,
I mean, honestly.
And I know, Tiff, I know you hooked up a really, really cool cocktail. And tell us about that, because you talked about the name of the cocktail is the Wallflower, a song from Etta James. And I just want to hear some little back history on that. And then let's get into some freaking drinking and playing with Chef Todd's chicken and briskets and stuff. Round.
I appreciate that. I have to thank you for letting me sit down. I haven't sat down with a cocktail ever in my life, so thank you.
That's all good.
Yeah, when this came about before the shutdown for me, when you said something with Todd Richards, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be fun. I've known Todd flavors. I've known how he gets down, but one thing about Todd that warms my heart is that he keeps his soul into it, and that's me in a cocktail. Like no matter what city we're in, country in, whatever meat we're using, we cooking like where we came from, and that always warms my heart because that's the way I make my cocktails. On brand, whatever fancy mixtures I have, I still hit my soul. So plug on soul on Todd as well. Quick plug. But I wanted one of my favorite parts of Todd and I is we both love music. Jay, you and I love music. Like I've written
hip-hop don't stop
on music. Most of my cocktail names are on music or movies, and it is about the culture. So Wallflower, Etta James. I mean, come on, 1956 on the B-side. She was wearing it. She was on the rhythm and blues. You got a little more jazzy in the shoulders. So I got excited, and I'm like, I want to be jazzy. Of course, alongside Todd, and I love barbecue. Growing up by Louisiana and outside of Houston, Texas, and with barbecue, we make red drink. So I can never step away from the homeland. The red drink is an honor, whether it was red Kool-Aid or Kool-Aid.
Red Kool-Aid goes good with barbecue.
Listen, I grew up having Kool-Aid and something inside of it. We never asked for it, you just drank it.
So like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I understand.
It was everything. I mean, my grandmas and aunts, it was Kool-Aid, it was Hawaiian Punch, it was the Houston Treat. Where I grew up, which is from Louisiana and Houston, we had something called Big K or Big Red, and it was red. Like that's just what it was, and it tastes like red. That's just what it tastes like. There's no fancy words to red drink, but it was.
I love that.
Quote unquote the bloodshed. It was definitely drank at Juneteenth for big celebrations, but it was drank all the time at my crib. So when I saw that topic in barbecue, I was like, I'm gonna make a red drink because we're gonna stay where we belong.
We don't have no solo cups though, Jay. What's up with that? You know, I guess they.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I just got some of these. That's all I got. You know.
Kick them off. They ain't no sponsor.
Some of these, right? I'm gonna work on that. Hey, Sailor, talk to Kate and make sure she gets us some red Solo cups with Uncle Nearest on it. See if we can do that.
Red Solo cups, okay. Branded red Solo cups. We'll work on it.
Did you have one of the drinks?
I got the tea. I'm ready. So I'm gonna make it with you since we're sitting down and making it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down with Tiffany. We're gonna make it together, like the days of old.
I want to see this.
I ain't got nothing else to do.
This is Must See TV right here.
Must See WhiskeyTV. I tried to told you.
Must See WhiskeyTV.
Right? I want to see this.
Amen.
Yeah,
This gonna be fun.
Drinks. Thank you for this jar because it's now my shaker right now.
Oh yeah.
That's what's so great about those jars is our branded Uncle Nearest branded jars. We have them in several different sizes, and hopefully in wherever you live, wherever you're watching this from, your brand ambassador is local and has done some to-go cocktail placements. And that's what's so wonderful is we have plastic pouches and then we have our mason jars, and they can be used as shakers as well, which is just so wonderful. So you can have everything in there, add some ice, put the top on, shake it up, and you're good to go.
That's the way to go.
Love it.
I mean, damn, like she made me want to go out and buy a shaker. I mean, Sailor was on point. You're like, I need to go out and buy a shaker and everything.
Dude, tag team, boy.
Hey, Josh. We need one of those in our organization, okay?
Definitely.
Somebody that
on it.
That was point. Damn.
All right, so I'm thirsty because I haven't drank in 2 weeks, and you guys know me, and y'all know I get down, and I'm so damn thirsty. I can say damn, right? Damn thirsty.
We're good.
I have a way of making cocktails. It's all about the Kool-Aid. You make the Kool-Aid first, and then you add the alcohol. So I'm going to be a professional here and make my Kool-Aid first, which is the base, kind of sort of the base before I put the good old nearest green inside. So cheapest ingredient first, fresh lemon juice. Of course, I already juiced. It is also in a mason jar because I'm that girl.
That's right.
Half ounce of lemon because we need acid because it's hot outside, and I'm sure
we're doing the lemon. Are we building on ice in the shaker, or are we just going in first and then put the ice in later?
I'm gonna shake in here, and then I'm building in my small shaker, and then I'm drinking in my large mason jar, which is my regular glass.
I'm with you.
So
let's do it.
Just a little bit of lemon juice. And then good old Benny. Benny's a good friend of mine, but of course they weren't drinking Benny around this time period, but they were using a lot of honey. And sadly, the slaves on the plantation were the ones to go and get the honey without the suits and without any kind of coverage. So I tend to put honey in a lot of cocktails for the homage and the local investors who have to go out there and get the honey. But honey's a great, great sweetener. So I'm going a full ounce of honey inside my lemon.
Heard Benedictine. I like me some Benedictine now.
I love Benny. I've been to this distillery a few times. It's incredible.
Jay got a bad sweet tooth. I'm sorry.
Right? Sugar and citrus. That's our lemonade. Our ice will be the water to dilute. And then we're going into hibiscus tea. I've already steeped my tea. Hibiscus flower was one of the 2 flowers that were in the pockets of slaves on their way over. So that's another reason why the red drink is so much love to it. And it's beautiful, and it's bitter, and it's gorgeous. So I'm doing 2 ounces of hibiscus tea.
Tiffanie, I have a question.
Repeat that, please. I missed that part when you said about hibiscus.
So when I was researching about red drink for Juneteenth and creating a few cocktails, I read that the hibiscus flower was brought over from West Africa to the Caribbean and then to the United States, and it was used as a medicinal remedy, and then became the symbol for the blood, right?
That's it. I don't know if I came out. Yes, you just completely said what I was saying. Yes, girl, and thank you for researching.
Right on. Go ahead with your bad self, Sailor.
Girl, I love it. I love a researcher. I love a movement. That's what it is. Yes, and that is definitely representation. My girl, Sailor. I love it.
There you go.
I love research.
She's a monster.
Now,
you love it.
Words himself. It's hard to go wrong. I went with 1884 because it's a little more delicate. You got a lot of flavor in here with the honey and the citrus and the hibiscus. So 100 proof, that's personally on my bedside, but we're going to put this baby into
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, Etta James.
Takes away the pain.
You know, Etta, like I do. Things wasn't humping around for nothing.
Hey, brown and strong. Brown and strong.
Yep.
Got you. Ounce and a half of 1884. Got you.
Jay, toss some ice in there.
Toss some ice in there.
And we did post the recipe in the comments for everyone so that they can make it at home as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I just put a nice big cube in there.
Check that out. Sitting down. Shake it. Look at that. Ain't this crazy?
Yeah.
Is this a new sport, synchronized shaking? I mean, like, what the hell?
Yes, I love
it. I mean, y'all work together so long that even in two different areas, you guys are shaking cocktails at the same damn beat. I mean, like, this is unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Booyah.
Look at that rhythm, you know?
Yeah, so other vessel. And a ladder, fresh ice, Jay. Remember the argument about fresh ice?
Fresh ice?
Okay.
Who you can shot? Thank you. Yeah, I got beat up really bad last week. So anybody who watched us last week on the episode with Lady Victoria,
yes, you did.
Victoria and Sailor beat me up really bad about a thing called simple syrup. And so after that harassment and verbal beat up, I'm like, okay, sure, I'm on it. I'm on it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, good Lord.
And you need to have proper ice.
Proper ice, yes. We iced up and ready to rock.
All right, club soda on the bottom. Club soda on the bottom because.
Oh, club soda on the bottom. Ooh, glad I didn't pour that yet. Good job.
I don't like to top my drink with the soda. I like to bottom my drink.
There we go.
Oh, I like that. Oh, actually, I really like that.
There was so much eating in that. She couldn't even stop laughing. She had an inside joke on that somewhere. You know, she couldn't even stop laughing. She couldn't even say it without an inside joke.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That knows me way too well.
I know who I'm gonna call after this. I'm gonna call Toki. I'm gonna call everybody else. What the hell is inside joke that she got about the damn soda on the bottom? We're gonna find out.
Soda on the bottom. Boom.
Soda on the bottom, just because on the top is not the best. And also, if you have something shaken like that, when you pour it in, the velocity that goes inside just blends when you go. So
go ahead and clean it up.
Chemistry.
Okay, thank you. Good way to pivot. That's a good pivot.
She's talking about chemistry, boys. Calm down.
Nice pivot. Nice pivot. Ooh.
See, when you do that, you don't have to stir it because it's stirred.
That's great. I love that.
I was garnish with a lemon. You can garnish with a lemon or orange. I had some orange and softened it in there. And on brand is my Uncle Nearest straw.
Me too. Booyah!
I love it. Wonderful.
We're supposed to put the pinky out. You got to put the pinky out with the straw, right? Because I don't really drink out of straws.
I'm already. Mine's almost gone.
Sailor got in early.
I'm on vacation, so. But I'm on vacation. I'm allowed, right? It's delicious. Delicious.
That's a pretty drink. It's very with the lemon wheel. Yeah, that's a nice drink.
I love
this is a summer cocktail
soda
right
on
here.
The bottom because absolutely, and it's so genius. I'm gonna start doing all the club soda on the bottom. I'm telling you right now. That's the thing.
Yes. Everyone remember that. Put the club soda on the bottom.
All right.
Shut up, Jay.
Wait. I got some of my kids to go to bed. They cannot watch any of this.
Oh my God! I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
They gotta go to bed.
It's so good.
This is gonna be good.
I'm
good
glad
for you,
Sailor's only
Tiffanie.
here to keep us in line, because this is gonna go off the rails real fast.
No, it's not. We're gonna stay right on those rails.
We're gonna
right
be
on
good.
those rails.
I'm glad Sailor is here to keep us all in line.
I have the power to exit your videos at any moment.
Right. That's why Sailor's on here. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep control of the craziness. It gets wild up in here. Real
or I
wild.
can mute any of you, which would be a very bad look. But
thank you.
Yes,
well,
delicious.
The real cool thing. So lovely pairing. Thank you, Tiffanie, again for giving us the Wallflower, which is freaking delicious. Chef Todd, you brought up a very good point about the versatility of whiskey and barbecue sauce because of the processes that whiskey goes through being in a charred barrel, and also too about when you're doing barbecue, smoking meats and stuff like that. Since you are such a culinary genius, but you keep it real, and for us novices who are not that good at cooking, tell me how that all comes together and all that good stuff, man. Preach on it, brother.
I mean, the basic thing is I always teach, and Josh teaches the same thing, as we talk about technique. And that if you, stray away from technique, then you're always going to make a bad meal or a bad cocktail or even bad whiskey. And these techniques are proven to be true. We smoke meats, poultry or pork or something like that, always at 235 degrees. We smoke brisket at 220 degrees. We never stray away from the technique. We use 75% oak, 25% pecan. We never strive away from that. Same way
we like oak.
Yeah, well, of course. Same way you all make whiskey. I mean, you all, this technique that you all are doing is proven for years. And it all goes back to the
pecan
homeland where we all came from.
Is that?
Yeah, pecan wood. Yes.
Pecan
Pecan
wood. Gotcha.
Wood from pecan trees. And that's only because we're here. If we were, in the Midwest
Georgia
or a little bit west, we'll use hickory. And hickory and pecan are basically the same tree, so they have the same flavor profiles. So we start everything with oak first to give the bottom to it, and then we round it out with pecan or hickory, in that sense. The same way, mellow aging or things like that happen, with whiskey. That a young whiskey can be harsh, or older whiskey, can be more mellow, and we know those things by the way it draws from the wood. So it's very important to us that, and Josh and I are pretty fanatical, like. We'll char wood, we'll let it sit. We'll use it the next day. We make our own charcoal because we want to make sure that we're doing it in our own tradition and the way that we want to serve our barbecue. And our barbecue is us. It's just me and Josh. He's from Georgia. I'm from Chicago. So we got a lot of similarities, but we also got a lot of differences in the way that we approach food. And that's what makes, Lake Oak really great. And that's all, the same way we did at One Flume, the same way, we always done it. And the reason why quality whiskey is so important to us is because you got to, cook quality food, and you always got to drink quality whiskey.
Amen to that,
That leads me to a question about barbecue, chef, for both of you, both chefs. So I'm a Greek girl, and I have Jewish family as well. And so brisket is, a staple in the Jewish household. And so I grew up, with briskets and everything. And so there's a discussion about smoking meats versus barbecue and what is real barbecue. Of course, in the U.S. we have St. Louis style, you have Southern barbecue, and you have Texas barbecue where it's dry rubs and there isn't really supposed to be sauce. And I've always been in this understood, because I lived in the South for a while. I've lived in Arkansas, I've lived in Georgia and Louisiana, that real true barbecue, the sauce is imperative in addition to the smoking. Do you guys agree with that?
I think Josh and I are going to have two different philosophies, which will come to the same point.
I love it.
At the end, we will both agree that 100% that the meat quality of meats and the quality of smoking is imperative. That you have to have quality meats, and we also talk about temperature in the way we cook the meats, and we have a lot of similarities the way we approach charcoal, because I'm a charcoal guy from Chicago, but we use a lot of wood also. He's a charcoal guy from Georgia. So we have those same similarities. But to your point about barbecue is anything cooked below 250 degrees that is smoked for a long period of time. That is barbecue. Anything above 250 degrees is grilling. And that's a whole different thing. So you can do grilling, you can do,
did not know that.
Chicken and all that stuff. Anything above that threshold is
message.
You know, so it's really the temperature that determines what that is, and not necessarily the technique. Because Josh and I fiercely debate technique all the time, and that's why it's so damn good, because we will fight tooth and nail to find out who's right. And most of the time I'm right, but I'm just
I do the same thing when I'm with Jay.
I just joking. I would say it's always been 50-50, because a lot of times Josh is right. I mean, some of the things that Josh tell me about the way he grew up on barbecue is so similar to the way I grew up on barbecue. I really think that it all comes down to how we control bitterness and sweetness in what we do. But I'll let Josh go ahead and speak on it as well.
Right, exactly. I mean, honestly, it's back to like Todd, what he said. You're in the South. Generally, in the South, we love sauce on everything. But we had one huge debate about it. Was more so, if you can cook and you know what you're doing, we can leave the sauce out. It's all about if you know exactly what you're doing and doing it the right way without compromising. That's the key. You can't compromise. If you're gonna say you're gonna be a barbecue, then do it. I mean, hell, it takes work to get it right.
So there's a reason why I'm asking this question. I mean, I'm a total foodie and I'm into flavor. Literally whatever that is flavor. So I worked at a place. I won't say exactly where it is, but it was in let's say a non-barbecue place. But this man who owned it had gone to great lengths to go down to Texas and learn how to do the Texas dry rub. And so he was against any sauces, and I mean vehemently against it. And every single customer would ask for sauce. Every single customer. And so we would argue with him and debate with him. And finally I was like, look, man, if you want to keep your restaurant alive, and the walk to get from the front to the back, I would just bring sauce every time because I knew they were going to ask for it. And he would get so mad and he would say, my barbecue speaks for itself. And he did the long, it would be, the night before they would start smoking and everything. And I understood, but the argument over the sauce I found so polarizing. And we have this in cocktails, we have this in so many things, right? There's pizza Chicago versus New York style. There's that's not a debate.
Okay.
Chef Todd, I like you. Let's not go there. I'm originally
Chef Todd, I like you too, but I gotta slide towards New York on that one. I do on the pizza tip. I do. I'm sorry.
I mean, because what? Because what? I mean, what? Because what? You like?
Hey, look, they're both Italian. They're both actually Italian.
Foldable, no meat.
Just Sailor, you got a man over here.
And some toxic water. It's got about 50 mouthfuls in the water.
I can see fumes coming off his head.
Best pizza ever. I mean, that rat water makes the best pizza ever.
Rat water, heard.
Hey,
so shout
out to all the beautiful people from New York.
Shout out to the cannibals in the world. Shout out to the cannibals who eat body water. Okay, all right, thank you.
Body water.
Okay,
that's hilarious.
Sailor, I don't know which is hotter, the egg or
next question, please. Okay. Next question.
That's good. See, that's why I keep Sailor. That's why I have a paper towel next to me all the time now on podcast. Because you folks make me laugh and I start crying immediately. That's why my nose is always freaking running. Dang, I love you, brother.
I love me too. So that's fine.
Y'all know that's window season. I'm just trying to let you know. This is
all right. So let's get back to the point. Let's get back to the point that Sailor was making.
So we're killing Tiffanie right now because
she's
on
don't laugh, Tiffanie. Don't laugh.
Blah blah. It's what's funny. I had the utmost respect for all you people on here. And then you guys went to talk about something in New York, an island in the middle that can just float off in the middle of the Atlantic anytime they want to.
Good point.
Okay.
Wait.
Right.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hold on
All
now.
Right. So
wait a minute.
Okay.
I'm trying to catch back up on these daggone on all these freaking
I mean, let's think about
all these
Knicks,
comments. This is hilarious.
I mean,
Oh my God! We can't do this.
The Mets, Jets, Yankees.
Hey, I'm originally from Queens. Calm down.
Okay.
But I'm a Boston.
Queens come Kings.
I'm a Boston girl.
The only reason why I get Queens respect is Coming to America. Other than that, I just.
How about half of the hip?
There we go, Tiffany. Tiffany, that's it. Get in there.
That's the only reason I get Queens respect because Coming to America. Other
Queens.
Than that, I mean, Queens.
Come on now.
Okay.
Queens is the birthplace of American hip hop. Okay. Literally.
All right. American
King Joffrey Jofa.
It was rap. Yeah, right. Okay. Anyways, Sam,
I'm sorry.
What is your question about barbecue, please? Can we get back to
my question. Okay.
Thank you.
My question was okay. So
Sailor.
There's the dry smoke, there's the dry rub, and you explain the basis is the difference between barbecue and grilling.
Right.
And the basis of that is a long smoke, and then how you differentiate that is much like you said, much like whiskey. Like if we are charring the barrel, if we're toasting the barrel, and what charcoal we use, and the wood makeup of the barrel, and then the sauce is my biggest question because it's been such a polarizing discussion in the United States as the sauce.
Okay, so let's understand the history a little bit. That barbecue in its purest form is a preservation method, and because think about that when people used to go out into the woods or to the farms and everything to kill animals and they were preserved, they had to get everything back. Wait, is Tiff single? Lord have mercy. That's Smook. Smook Maxie says is Tiff single. Wow, I'm sorry.
Lord have mercy.
I'm sorry. I didn't see this stuff.
Hey, man, it just popped up on the screen. Yeah, I saw it too. Smook, stop, Smook.
Okay,
listen, we'll be cutting up really bad. We get Smook up in here, please. Okay, that's my friend, brother, man. He's a wild boy. Anyway, Shout out to Smook, baby. What's up?
All right. But okay, so think about it that if oh my goodness. I mean, she sat up real nice on that, didn't she? Anyway, but so if you slaughter an animal, you smoke it, and you bring it back, during those periods of time, what made it so you had to add sauce to it because it wasn't palatable by the time you got it from wherever you slaughtered the animal and carried it all the way back.
So it was like jerky, right? So you smoked it to preserve it without refrigeration, and then the sauce would kind of revive it.
Revive it because you had to reheat it in order to do so. So that's really the reason that sauce came about. And really, you're thinking about mustard sauce or, either tomato-based like our Chicago. What is really important is the amount of acid that came in there because mustard is acid and vinegar or tomato is acid. So you really want to get the acid back into the meat in order to bring it back alive because, it's already sweet because it's been smoked. It's a little bit bitter because the smoke also provides vinegar. And so you use salt to cure it. So you need that acid in order to make it a balanced meal. And that's why people want to talk about sauce because of the mustard base or the vinegar tomato base in order to have that complete mouthfeel. So it's really about taste more so than it is about actually putting sauce on the item.
That's amazing.
Chef, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I got a question. Go ahead. Let it loose.
No, I never understood why there was such a I mean, it makes total sense because otherwise it's like hard jerky. And then of course, in the US, we have different, there's the sweet sauce, there's the spicy, there's the vinegary and all of that. So yeah, it's super interesting. Thank you.
But it's also into the DNA where people come from too, because, some people, if you're closer to the equator, you can want something more sweet because everything that we grow here, the terroir makes everything sweet, like the carrots, the onions, Vidalia onions in Georgia, they're all sweet. So our palate is more based to sweet. When you think about corn in the South is sweeter. As you get up more toward the Midwest, it can be a little bit bitter. It can be a little bit harder. So that's why, we like grits more in the South than we do in the North. Because grits in the South are sweeter. In the North, they can be really bitter and more starchy. So they have a more rice texture than they actually have a grit texture.
Wow, check you out. I'm learning. Right, I'm learning so much.
Okay, but
right.
I love it.
Go ahead, preach. Go ahead, preach, Chef Todd.
But y'all stopping my damn drinking time over here with all these damn questions. Can y'all ask Josh some questions? Because I needed to have some drinking time over here. Ask Josh some damn questions. I ain't answering no more questions for the next 15 minutes.
He's still mad, Sailor. Sorry.
Right, he's still mad. You can smell it. You can smell it. I was gonna ask this because you just brought it up, which is there are a lot of people who do not like mustard. So from that standpoint, when it comes to, and I like it personally. So when it comes to like different sauces that have mustard in it, mustard flavor, what do you say to that? Or like, what's a substitute or something like that where it may be better if they have a stigma like mustard is bad? I'm speaking specifically of my wife.
You have the maple barbecue sauce, right? Like Sweet Baby Ray's, for example, which is a commercial brand, but.
Hi, honey.
I honestly would say, and I'm gonna give it to Josh, but I don't think they have good quality mustard. I mean, because mustard to me is an essential. When you use more grain mustard than necessarily use maybe like a French's mustard that is pureed, that puree actually breaks it down, so it makes it a little bit more bitter than people have. Because mustard seeds are actually both bitter and sweet at the same time. So I really just believe it comes down to preference, but also to Sailor's point about brisket. Brisket can require both because brisket has 3 different muscles in it. So that back muscle needs more something like maybe a tomato base, but that front, well, let me reverse it. The back needs more of a mustard based sauce because it's so rich. You need that sharp mustard to cut it. Where a tomato, can happen to more the lean side because the lean needs some more sweet because leaner meats are already bitter to the tongue. So it really just comes down to personal preference after that. But it really depends on where that brisket is cut in order to get to that point.
Right.
I'm working with this man, but come on.
Okay, but I'm done talking. I need to drink some damn whiskey. Y'all need to ask Josh some questions. Don't ask me nothing else for like 10 minutes, okay?
All right, all the rest of the food questions go to Josh. Done.
Thank you.
Josh, right. With those beautiful flowers in the background, man. That's a nice little backdrop you got there, brother.
All right, man. That's the patio here at the restaurant.
Wait. Josh, mute for 1 second. I just want to make sure everybody knows that Josh is not single. Do not ask if Josh is single. And I ain't single either, so we don't need we need to go home tonight to our wives and not hear no crap.
I'm looking through the comments. I don't think anybody was asking, but I can pretend like they are.
I mean, Sailor, really? Like, that was low, Sailor. That's like New York pizza is better than Chicago.
No, we have a lot of people asking if you guys are single. This is legit. They're like, I'm into barbecue historians. I can't even.
Whatever.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. There are a lot of people. You know the deal, Todd. They want you, Todd and Jeff. They want you for your Josh. They want you for the food, bro.
She just did the drive-through on me. Like drive-through.
Bang bang.
Pull around to the first window. She just did. She just did the pull around to the first window, please.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Now
Sailor, man. Some whiskey she keeps it real. Yeah.
My testosterone level just went down so low. I'm going back over here.
Hey, Tiffany. He gonna cry in the car. Wait.
I ain't never gonna cry now. I'll drink whiskey, but I ain't gonna cry. Go ahead, Josh.
Right off.
I'm sorry, Josh. Go ahead.
He's upset.
So, Josh, tell me. So you're from ATL. Where are you from in Atlanta, bro?
I'm originally from East Atlanta. Born and raised in East Atlanta. Right. And the great thing is we were able to put a restaurant in right 2 streets over from East Atlanta, over in Oakers, and East Lake. So it's a pleasure putting something back in the old neighborhood where I come from. It's great to actually put something back and give opportunity and give hope to the community during COVID.
Amen to that, bro. That's a real cool corner y'all on too.
That's legitimate. I mean, for restaurants that are opening right now. So that's a great discussion because all of us, whether we work for the supplier like Jay and I, or Tiffany as a bartender, you guys are chefs and owners. How does that affect you opening a new restaurant with the threat of shutdowns and all the phases and implications and the safety measures, how does that affect you guys?
I mean, honestly, you take it day by day, week by week. I mean, ultimately, for me and Todd, when we just committed to this and we decided that we're going in full steam ahead, it's something that we're committed to, and ultimately we want to provide the community with something that they haven't had. They've been stuck with eating the other great restaurants on our corner, but we wanted to give them something different. We wanted to give opportunity and hope to the neighborhood to say, hey, look, things are still moving and the economy will get back.
One thing I just want to jump on what Josh is saying, to the point that opening a restaurant is already hard, but opening a restaurant in this time is even more difficult. Mm-hmm. But what makes it great is that we are employing people, and we're employing people at a living wage, not at a fictional wage, which is dear to us. Josh and I have had many conversations where we rather sacrifice a little bit of our own profits and everything like that to make sure that the people that we work for are thriving. And something that Tiff know and Jay know and Josh know about me and about all of us together, that our legacy is only built by the people that come after us. If they're not better than us, at the end of this thing, then we are failures, not them. It's not the people who work for us are failures. We are the ones who are failing them, and we take that personally. And we want to see them thrive and strive to be better than us 100%. And that's the motivation for us. And most people don't understand this when I say this, that for Josh and myself, guests are important, but they're not the most important. The most important is our employees. Our employees take care of the guests. They're here all the time. I mean, you might see them walk behind us and like their staff here, and they're walking behind us and everything. Some of them have been here as as early as we were. Some of them have 2 jobs, but they all wear masks. They sit here in this restaurant for 12 hours wearing masks. They wash their hands constantly. That we provide sanitizer, mask, and bottled water for people who are waiting in line. And those things are important to us because we want to be safe in COVID. But also, I got to make sure my staff's protected, because if they're not protected and they get sick, that shuts down our whole economy for this restaurant on this corner. And you imagine if we interact with all the other restaurants on this same corner, then we shut down the whole block. Yeah. And we can't have that. So safety is paramount for us, but also we do it for our staff 100%. And if anyone wants to beg to differ, I ask them to come to our restaurant, work a day in our restaurant, and you'll see that same commitment through and through.
I love it.
Amen to that one. I love legacy, man. I love how you use that word, man. It's so funny. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead, girl. But legacy it's all about legacy.
I think it's definitely about legacy. I think we're at I'm the optimist. Those on this call, they know me. I'm always seeing the brighter side. It could be Sunshine, the worst of the worst, but I see the better. I'm sitting here in pain right now, and I'm still okay. The thing is, I think in this time frame, we have the pleasure to be more intimate as Black people. We have more time to be more present, along with the intimacy and the education of what we really do it for food and beverage itself. Through this pandemic, through all the transitions, everyone is vulnerable. The grassroots are present right now, and in order for the word normal doesn't exist anymore. So in order to go back into anything regular, we'll use that word, then you have to know what's going on. And so that's giving us, I'm not opening a restaurant, but I mean, it's giving Todd and our other, friends and family opening spots, it's giving them a chance to be 1000% organic and loyal the way they already were, but the guests are present. The guests are like, okay, I get it now. So this pandemic does suck. Everything that's happening sucks. But what's happening is the guests are walking in feeling, some of them are walking in with a little more compassion, because if Todd was opening this restaurant in the midst of summer without the pandemic, this would be totally different. Totally different. The pop-up series would be different. The attention would be different. The press would be totally different. So taking it all in. I mean, resting today, being John Lewis, this is just the beginning of what we've already been talking about.
Wow.
Yeah.
John Lewis. John Lewis, that's real.
That's
real.
It just, the pandemic involved. So as a bartender and as an educator and a consultant on my end, yeah, I'm educating here at my home. The stories haven't changed that I'm sharing. I'm still sharing the same history. I'm just at home, and people are more in tune, and that's what's up for me.
And I got to give you a huge shout out, Tiffanie. If you all follow Tiffanie at the Drinking Coach on Instagram and Facebook, you are really, really dope. I mean, I love it how you just drop history about African Americans in the whole in everything from hospitality within bartending, culinary. You just drop some serious history, and I mean that's really dope. I mean, like I'm like I sit back, I'm like, holy crap, I'm sitting back learning for real. It's beautiful. I love that.
But it's what we've already known. These are stories you've known. This is the Black history that we knew. This is what Todd knew. This is what Josh knew. This is what Sailor is researching now. This is stuff that my silly Instagram name, The Drinking Coach. This is what I put it down for, so that I can actually share. Okay, I can make a cute drink. That's cute. And I'm flirted with quite often. Thank you for those wanting to know if I'm single.
You need some cameo, right?
I can't laugh right now.
Soundtrack,
right? To that point, it's the same knowledge that this history isn't new. They're just paying attention, and so as crappy as this pandemic is, and as crappy as the movement is, this movement as pandemic to me has nothing compared to what happened 50 years ago, from gay rights to Black rights to American rights. Mm-hmm. So I'm just happy that we are present right now in this, this 2020 thing, which we thought we were going to be flying cars and chilling, but we're out here fighting.
Lord have mercy.
The same fight that was.
But Tiff, you know what's so crazy though is that at One Flu and even at Chicken, that what we did in that airport really changed the whole perspective of Black culture. And same thing with Nearest. I mean, Nearest, changed the perspective of Black culture. That where people thought soul food was core ingredients, or that something produced by Black people in spirits could be poor ingredients. We showed the entire world on the biggest stage that our commitment to quality ingredients, that our commitment to the earth to produce quality ingredients is always the emphasis of what we do. And what makes me so proud is when I look at our tree that came out of One Flu or came out of the airport, is that everyone's still looking to us to lead the way in order to make this world a better place. And we all know that we can only make this world a better place or celebrate Afro culture through food and beverage. That's only, music ties us and everything else ties us, but food, that memory and that drinking has a memory that is on its own, that everyone comes back to One Flu or comes to Lake and Oak or comes to Chicken or comes to Soul. They're all going to talk about how we created that memory for them through delicious food and beverage.
I agree. My eyes are watering as you say that, because just panning to the first time we met when you thought I was not going to be the best bartender for you.
Wait. No, let's stop. It's not that I didn't think you were going to be the best. I didn't think you believed that you were the
challenging.
best.
That's what he was doing. Chef Todd is good for talking some stuff to challenge you.
Something's a little bit different there. I didn't say that you weren't the best. I didn't believe that you thought you were the best.
Thank you. So what do you say on the food side?
So 2020 is about vision and how clear we see things. So I want you to have clarity on that. It was not about that I didn't think you were the best. I want you to have true clarity to know that I didn't think you believed you were the best.
And you're 1000% correct. One thing that you did that most of my mentors and friends and right hands have the accountability and the uplifting and the encouragement. And you did that from the kitchen, from what you did up to proving that service, which is a part of, the front of the house side of, when you think of service, everybody equated it to this old school slave mentality of service. And our staff in the South was not nominated as.
Oh shit! We gotta go to Ebenezer now. We real
You touching on something? Oh, that hit me.
I haven't had a drink in 2 weeks. It's on. We the most educated Black people, hands down, in food and beverage. We one-upped everyone, and we felt proud. Nothing against the guests that are on this and watching us and follow us and love us now, but we were happy to crush you on knowledge, on the cut of the meat, the style of the sauce, the style that we cooked it, where it came from, agriculture, history. Like, you couldn't order from us if we didn't drop you down and educate you and show the service from the back of the house to the front of the house. So it was it was and still is an amazing journey to be Black and love food and beverage like we do, and be able to educate our history in the glass and on the plate. We hadn't even got into the farm, and we hadn't even got into, mechanics and things like that.
Wait. How long are we gonna be here? Because I need to get some ice. I got some more whiskey to drink. So we've got
like 10 minutes left.
Okay.
10 minutes.
Right.
You got a second.
Okay.
See, and I was gonna say to tie all that in together.
It's gonna be an after party in a minute, so I guess all right.
It's working. So tying all that together, my mentality coming into One Flew South was, another restaurant. But what was one of the first things that happened? We were in the training that took like, I don't know how long were we in training, Tiff, like a good month at least.
We trained for almost 8 weeks.
It was a long time, very long time before we got to the dough. But I remember when they brought out the duck sandwich, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Hold on, man. I don't eat duck. I'm cool." And Chef Todd and Chef Dwayne, how they made that daggone duck sandwich was just. I'm just saying, Chef. You all educated me because I was, I was kind of, I was not as educated in regards to culinary arts and cocktails when I came to One Flew South. But One Flew South changed my whole entire trajectory. From that standpoint, even though I was a corporate guy, I had an MBA, and I'm in there in a restaurant, and part of me was like, I'm just trying to make some money, because I really appreciated the schedule, the time, right? You know what I'm saying? That was what I was looking at. I mean, and the freedom, because even though I'd been corporate, I didn't like the corporate box, and so the freedom of being a bartender was really cool, and the money that we were about to make. Of course, being a high-end restaurant, and then inside the airport, it's the best of both worlds. And so it really started to change my mindset. Like, dude, and Tiffanie, you were part of that too, and saying, we are here to serve and be hospitable to people, because there are so many people that we grew so much by word of mouth, which is ridiculous. Like the amount of folks who are huge fans of One Flew South around the world by word of mouth without doing any advertising, stuff like that. It was just the food on the plate and the cocktails in the glass and the wine selection was just amazing. And so it changed my mind to be like, I'm just not a bartender. Like, I'm here and I'm really truly. We used to say that all the time. We're changing lives, baby. Right? We used to say that all the time at the bar. Changing lives, baby. Change the lives.
So funny because we used to just think we were airport bartenders.
And all that went down, and guess who I met at the airport bar? But Fawn Weaver, and that's where that went to. You know what I'm saying? So, bam. So after a while, I started looking like, okay, I'm here at the bar. I'm not just here making drinks. I'm here meeting people. I'm here making connections. I'm here actually, in essence, kind of making people feel at home away from home. And that's something that you can't recreate. And so that's why One Flew South was so dope as it was, and hopefully gets back to that one of these days, and we can open a damn airport. But we'll see. But I mean, I really truly enjoyed it, man.
But Jay, one thing that I tell people, that you think about all the awards, you think about AAA or Mobile or James Beard, that 50% of the award is based on service. And how we sacrifice, and service is really only about sacrifice. How do we sacrifice ourselves in order to provide for someone else? So 50% of the award is for service, 25% then is for food, and 25% is for cocktail. So it's about service. It's about giving ourselves to people, and the rewards for us are have been so tragically abused. We can no longer allow people to make $2.14 an hour, and then you rely on gratitude or tips. We can no longer have people, cooks working 2 or 3 jobs or working every day and having a Monday morning off before they have to go to. All that stuff is done. It is tired.
Yes.
We all our guests, all of that, and think about it. That we are in a predicament right now where we're kicking people out of the country, but those people are the ones who know this earth better than anybody else. People say that Georgia is a peach state, but more blueberries and other agricultural grow here. It's tired. It is done. We have to move forward, and everyone here, everyone listening here, knows the responsibility that we all have to make it better, and we have to stop the servitude in this business. We don't owe anybody anything. Only thing we owe something is this earth that is providing to us. And if we mess this up or we curse this thing, then none of us going to be here. You cannot exploit people in food and beverage anymore. It is done.
Come on, man.
We're over with. We're tired with it.
We done.
We are going to move forward. And if you don't want to do that, then isolate yourself in a bunker somewhere out there, and have at it. But these people here, these people listening here, they understand that what we're talking about is absolute truth, and how we're going to move this world forward.
Come on now. Come on.
And this was paid for by the Democratic and Republican Party.
Thank you for drinking Uncle Nearest. Go to your local liquor store. Right. Find us online. UncleNearest.com. You gotta go check us out.
If reality guy can run for president and Kanye,
Lord, yes,
I can run for president too.
Get it.
Yes, you can.
Pick you up one. And I'm gonna do a quick plug, and then I'm gonna be quiet. So I have this beautiful book that I have right here, and for you people out here who do not have this book, look, this is Chef Todd's book. I love saying that. I'm a goofball. Yeah. For folks out here, I gotta go the right way. There we go. So Chef Todd's book has.
Wait. So the first page that you is Auburn Market, and literally probably about 6 blocks from Auburn Market is Ebenezer Church.
Right on.
Right, and that's where John Lewis was at today, and including all the presidents that were here today. And I can tell you that what he wrote before he died, and left it in the New York Times to produce on the day of his funeral, should inspire us all. And just because we're out here drinking whiskey and having a great time, it's really the legacy of people that look like me, that sound like me, and the people that don't look like me, that sound like me, that we all can come together on a table and eat food and drink and celebrate each other. We
can change the world at a table. That's for darn sure.
Sarah talk about Jewish culture. Most people do not know this, Jay. And Jay, you don't know this, and Tiffanie, you don't know this. But right there at Toco Hills Kroger, which is one of the largest Jewish areas in this city, I was a kosher butcher there for 1.5 years.
Really?
Yes, I can tell you how many kosher recipes I know just because of the people, and the way we prepare brisket here, and the way that I learned to prepare brisket there. There's not too much difference. Only difference we have in there is the way spices are applied.
Wow.
All right.
That the slaughtering of the animal that we give so much respect to is oh man. Look at that dude, man. That's a good-looking young man, boy.
A good-looking young man. The other part I want to put in here, because the part that I really like about it, and being, so soulful. So a lot of times, and you told me this, man. You dropped so much knowledge. You told me this. A lot of times when you're cooking, You got it. I always
There's
get
a
that
playlist
messed up.
right there.
Yeah, it's a playlist. There we go. That way. There we go. When you're cooking, you always got music, right? So Chef has a playlist in his cookbook, y'all. I'm telling you, this is a bad cookbook. And the thing that's so messed up about this, I have to put this on camera right now. The thing that's so messed up about this is that this book, he signed for my wife, but my book, I haven't gotten signed yet, and I keep forgetting to bring it over to the spot. So next time I see you, Chef, I'm bringing my book to get it signed instead of me having the one for my wife.
But you were here earlier today too.
Listen, my dad was sick last year. We lost him this past year, and my grandmother was here during the whole process. And I happened to be taking care of Dad at a certain point. And I walking back in the living room. My grandmother says, "Ladybug, there's this black man on the news. He's so handsome."
Wait. Was I up against the wall? Did I have? I just want to make sure. Like what's going on? I mean, we know the times we're in. I just want to make sure I understand what's going on here.
My grandma goes, "There's a black man on the news, and he's so handsome. He's got one of those big green things. He's cooking on it." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm just passing it by. And she goes, "He says he's in the airport." And I was like, "Oh, Todd." I just put it out there. And she's like, "Is that the guy?" And I'm like, "That's the guy." And she's 83, so I'm explaining it. She's not grabbing it, but I'm explaining it. And so when I see Todd a few weeks later, I want the book, but I take my book and Todd finds it to my grandma. I give it to my granny, and Todd's written something super cute and happy for her. When she opens the book, her first words is, "You mean the food that we cook has a cookbook?" And I'm like, "Granny, yeah," because I've been explaining our life, my career, as long as, forever. And she's like, "Wait, so there's a book on this?" And she's like, going through the pages and legit some of it doesn't make sense. I mean, she sees college fud. She's like, "What is fud?" There's some things that he did that made her go, "I don't understand," but there were some things that he did and she was like, "That's how I do it." "Oh yeah, that's what I would have done." It just made her too on brand for John Lewis today. I thought about some of the elders that were in the pulpit and in the seats watching Obama speak, and even living through all of this and thinking, I would have never thought this. And my grandma was this book wait, what? This is usually in a card book, a little plastic index card thing, if you wrote it down.
Handwritten, right on.
Wow. This man has a whole book, and he wrote it to her. So she was she's tried 2 of the recipes. I think she still, maneuvered her own way, but it made her so happy to see it. His book touched on what she sees cocktails. She's like, "Okay, girl," but to see what they've worked for in the kitchen. My grandma wasn't a maid for her whole life. To see that just touched her. So I thank you, Boo, for giving Granny that book, because she didn't think it was real. She was like, "We don't have to."
What most people don't know about me is that cooking for me is the closest thing I understand to 1978 to 84, where my family was the most celebrated. And then when we had a lot of tragedy in our family lost connection. And when I look at Lake and Oak and I look at the Black Chef series, and I see so many generations of my family here, and I see so many generations of Josh's family here, I know it's the right thing.
Right on.
I absolutely know it's the right thing. And I wrote Soul not as a biography or anything. I knew that I could not be the only one talking about our food this way. I knew that when I look at the history of Black cookbooks, there was no illustrations. There were no pictures. There was nothing representing us.
This is a great cook book. I mean,
it's a great read.
Exactly.
But no one understands the game, or no one understands the hustle. I mean, you know, we talk about hip hop culture and music, that no one understands that every dollar that I made, I put back in it to celebrate our culture. That Lake and Oak is here because I put it back in the community. And I invested in people that look like me and people that don't look like me, that all believe the same things. And I continue to invest back into the culture of people because I understand there's something bigger than me, and everything that's lesser than me, I don't worry about. And that's why that book exists. That's why I'm writing another book to tell a bigger story about how we all can come together.
So I got to give this one shout real fast because of what's always been a staple from One Flew South, and our man Norm, Big Norm from One Flew South, he said you got to say something about the pork belly, because the pork belly has been man, it's you know, people have cried over the pork belly. So
but what did they cry about?
Tiffanie, you remember that? There was a young lady who had never had pork belly before, ever. And for those of you who don't know, pork belly is like the best cut of bacon, but super thick. It's like, we call it bacon steak. So this young lady had never had pork belly in her life before. And we went ahead, we just ordered it for her. We were like, you never had pork belly? Okay, we got it. This is what we would do sometimes. We just be like, okay, cool, we'll get it. Like, there's no way you're not going to like it. So she got it, and she took a little cut, put it in her mouth, and literally a tear went down her eye. She's like, oh my God, this is so good. And we were like, told you, you know, the pork belly.
But that's not where that dish really came from, though, because pork belly,
preach on it,
was came from another dish, and we decided to put it back on. Nope, I mean, most people don't understand that the first year we were so far beyond what the customer of the airport can understand.
Heck yeah!
And so Jerry, Dwayne, and myself, we came from a 5-diamond restaurant, one of 42 in the world. And think about it, one of 42 restaurants in the world to achieve 5-diamond. We brought that to One Flew, and we were so well beyond. I mean, the mushroom ravioli with chocolate sauce dish that was, you know, I mean, like, no one understood it. So we had to take stock in ourselves. I can remember we sat there right there on 180 Peachtree and had a conversation with ourselves about how we had to slow things down in order to move forward. How we, and even for like Chef Dwayne and all of us here, how we had to divide in order to find a way to come back together, and in order to make things happen, not only from food world, beverage world, but economic world, because we all saw the betterment of each other in that. So that dish, that pork belly that is on the menu, was actually came from something that we learned from Alan Benton, how he made bacon in Tennessee. And but Chef Dwayne talking about in Louisiana how they did pigs, and how I knew pig, and how Jerry knew pig. And we bought the most quality pig in order to make that. And most people don't understand, like, that dish, just to get the pork belly done, took 6 days before we even served it. We cured it, we smoked it, we pressed it, you know, we cooked it, we rendered the fat, and we're basing the pork belly with its own fat, you know, in order to make that dish happen. And
that's all in a freaking airport, in an airport restaurant. Like, it's bananas. Did amazing every day.
A nice chain, you know. And D is, I'm saying like D up here, like, yeah. I mean, wait. Chef Dwayne was 6'5", no, 6'3".
A little fella, little tiny fella.
When I met him, when we started at the Occidental, which is now the Four Seasons Hotel, in 1994, right?
Ooh.
So D was here for our Black Chef celebration. He's probably, he say he's 6'7". He's probably actually 6'9", because being under hoods for so long in kitchens, he probably shrunk to 6'7". leaning over and basting these things. The same where where Nearest would sit there and man, oh no, man, I'm gonna stop. I'm getting emotional because I've been to Nearest. I've been to that land. I've seen the trees. I've seen the water, and that speaks to me, man.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna stop. I see Sailor's back. You got to wrap it up, but y'all don't know.
I appreciate
y'all don't know
it.
why
See?
I drink this whiskey because it
all goes
really
deep, bro.
Man. I mean,
we've always connected on that, Chef, and I appreciate you for that, brother. For real.
I mean, like that is the God for me. When I can walk to that land and see that water come down that limestone, and I can hear it. I mean, y'all just don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm done. Sally, you wrap it up. But
the house is me.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
So I think how we can encompass this whole discussion is that not only culture is so important to all of us, and whether you find yourself connected to culture or not, it turns out you are a part of a culture.
Oh God!
Period.
Oh, okay.
Right on.
So the beautiful ingredients to life is culture. It's food. It's drink, and it's community. And that is one thing that's so beautiful. Not only about Uncle Nearest, but all of our accounts across the country, across the world. We are all connected to each other, and all of you. Every time you buy a bottle of Uncle Nearest, and I say this at every single tasting that I do, every event, we are literally making history. We are changing history, and it may sound corny and it may sound over romanticized, but it's legitimately
freaking real.
True. Every single bottle changes history and makes history. So the legacy is so important, and the legacy of the people that we invite onto our broadcasts, the legacy of Todd, the legacy of you all have a legacy, and we are not only highlighting that, but we are part of that, and that's a beautiful thing. And I appreciate you all so much for giving us your time and giving us the things that are inside of your head and your creations and all of that, and sharing with our whiskey family. It's so important. So thank you so much, everybody.
I just want to thank everyone, you guys for inviting me on. Shout out to Fawn, Weaver, and the whole family there. And shout out to Tennessee, because most people think that great whiskey only comes from one region, but I know that Tennessee produce great whiskey.
We changed the game on that one completely.
But shout out to everyone who's on this feed, because you guys understand how we can make a better movement and make a better world, one delicious drink and one delicious bite at a damn time.
A damn time. Right on.
So
I'm so glad we were able to pull together this beautiful reunion. I'm thankful for y'all. Yes. It was crazy, right, Sailor? It was scary. We didn't know if it was gonna make it happen, but I was like, I know, I believe, I know my squad gonna come together. I told you, I said, don't worry, Sailor, trust me, it'll be fine.
And
I got
Tiffanie
it.
is with us.
We do this all the time.
And Tiffanie is with us, and that is the most important part. So drink honorably, everybody. Thank you so much. And go out and grab yourself a bottle of Uncle Nearest and have a beautiful cocktail, please. At least two. And have some
or go to the
barbecue,
website,
please.
Go get some barbecue. Hey, Lake and Oak in East Lake, and check us out on the website, right? UncleNearest.com. The promo code Liquid Gold.
No.
Never mind. Well, go to the website and look and find a liquor store. Just go to UncleNearest.com and get some liquor. All right. Never mind what I said before. Scratch that. Right. No doubt. But thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank y'all for tuning in always. Thursday night is Must See WhiskeyTV. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Chef. Thanks, Josh. Tell Josh I said what's up. I'm about to go eat some brisket. I'm not lying because I got some over there.
He's putting brisket in the smoker right now. He's good.
Love you, everybody. Good night.
It's going down.
Good night.
Happy anniversary, Sailor.